What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG. Welcome back to the Ravens Space. Today, I want to talk to you Ravens fans about value. Now, when we talk about value, something has been lifted over our eyes right now that a lot of Ravens fans are talking about. And I went to the game against the Steelers, which we lost. It was sad, but some Ravens fans finally are starting to see the value of Lamar Jackson. Now, when I say this, a lot of you guys are saying, who didn't know Lamar Jackson was valuable? You guys, I know you guys have jobs, you guys working hard, you guys are doing other things. I'm in these streets, these Ravens streets, okay? And I'm seeing comments on this YouTube channel, on other YouTube channels, comments from Reddit, other places on the internet, saying that Lamar Jackson can easily be replaced. You can't pay him the money. It'll deadlock your team, this and that, this and that. And though there are some points that are understandable, it's obvious to see how the Ravens have decided to go with this. The truth is, guys, if we get rid of Lamar Jackson, we're going to be starting over. We are going to be having a quarterback who will be on the same level as Tyler Huntley. And Tyler Huntley has shown us that there are problems with the Ravens that only Lamar Jackson has been fixing this entire time. And I want to go over a couple of these problems really quickly so you guys understand what I'm talking about. And then we're going to see the value of Lamar Jackson. So first, let's talk about just talent. The Ravens offense is not as talented as we want to think it is. The Ravens offense has good running backs, a great tight end, a good offensive line, and Lamar Jackson, who's the only player that is exceptional on that level. And when I say exceptional, I mean that can take a game into their own hands and single-handedly win it. That is what Lamar Jackson can do. Well, I know this simply because Lamar Jackson is the only player on the team that has done it. One player is close to saying that, and that's J.K. Dobbins. But J.K. Dobbins is injured. He's coming back from the injury, and he hasn't been able to translate directly to wins. For example, when we lost one of the games, the offensive lineman, Zeitler, said, there's no way you should run for 200 yards and lose a game. 100 of those 200 yards were J.K. Dobbins, and we lost that game. Again, Lamar Jackson rushes for 100 yards, throws for a couple touchdowns, we win those games. And that's just the nature of the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson's talent pushes the talent of everyone else further up. Thus, we have a more talented offense when he's in. Huntley, Huntley is a better than average quarterback in my opinion. Huntley can be kind of like a starter for some of the bottom teams in the league, and he can definitely be a backup for most teams in the league. However, his talent was just not enough to push us above. Another thing to talk about is the scheme. Now, a lot of times when we talk about scheme, we're talking about what the offensive coordinator has chosen to do. And when you have a backup quarterback in, it's not about the backup quarterback making things happen. The backup quarterback is following the scheme. He knows he's a backup. When you guys go to a new job, what do? When you go to a job where you know you don't have a lot of footing in, you don't have a lot of power, you follow the rules. You do what your boss tells you to do. You don't go and take chances. Not out the gate when you know you're in a contract year like Tyler Huntley is, and you know that if you make a mistake, everyone's going to blame you because you're the quarterback. So when we see all these plays that are run with Tyler Huntley, we can directly say that it is the ability of Greg Roman. Greg Roman is the reason that these plays are being called the way they are. Now, a lot of you guys might say, oh, I can't tell the difference, Well, it is true that when Lamar was in, we did not take enough deep shots, in my opinion. With Tyler Huntley, we take 0. The only deep shots we take is on broken plays. There are 0 schemed deep shots in the offense with Tyler Huntley. Why is that? That's because Greg Roman's playbook doesn't have enough deep shots in it. All the deep plays that we have are crossers to Mark Andrews. That's the only time we get a big play in that passing game, as we find Mark Andrews on a crosser and we throw it to him and he runs for another 10, 15 yards. Unacceptable. Every other team has vertical threat. The Ravens do not. The only reason we've ever had it in the past is because we had players like Hollywood Brown who would say, hey, this is what I do. Throw me the ball deep or I'm going to cause a ruckus. And so this is another reason that we need to see the value of Lamar Jackson, because he was a risk taker in that way. Sometimes it didn't pan out, but he would force plays down the field. He would say, hey, we have to stretch the field, and he would throw sometimes ill-advised throws, but he would take those chances. He would say, I want to get Hollywood Brown involved. Call the plays, let me throw it deep. I want to get Deshaun Jackson involved, but coach, you're only throwing, one play a game to him. Can we get another 2 or 3 deep shots? What is the difference between an incompletion across the middle and an incompletion going deep? Remember, we don't have the receiving skill to catch the ball and take it to the house. We don't have a Deebo Samuels. Again, a Deebo Samuels, a catch across the middle is just as valuable as a catch down the field because he can make it happen. The Ravens don't have that, so we have to push the ball. For some reason, Greg Roman isn't allowing us to do that, and Lamar Jackson brings a value there, and that value is that he is able to push the ball deep, take chances, and create big plays. I would argue most of the big plays the Ravens have had these past couple of years are a direct result of Lamar Jackson, and that value isn't quantified sometimes with the Ravens fans when they're thinking it. The last thing I want to say before I let you guys go is that it is important to know that the value that you bring as a leader is important, and not just a leader of the team, but a leader in the community. Now, I'm not going to talk about the community because here we talk about football, but we know how great Lamar Jackson is with the kids. We know how many people in Baltimore love Lamar Jackson and will be happy just to have him for another 10 years if that means we only win 1 Super Bowl, or maybe not even 1 Super Bowl, become a consistent playoff contender. Now, let's talk about on the field. Here's what the truth is. You can tell by the way John Harbaugh coaches, by the way the players react, by the way the defense trusts, by the way everything happens. We know that the Baltimore Ravens have a different gusto while Lamar Jackson's in the game. And the reason is because we all believe there is a chance as long as we have Lamar Jackson. Guys, I like Tyler Huntley, but when we were down to the Steelers and had a minute left, I did not have hope that we could get it done. We only needed to get to the 45-yard line because we have one of the best kickers in the history of the league. But honestly, I didn't think we'd get it done. I just saw plays that made me concerned about why we're doing what we're doing, and I just didn't have any faith. If Lamar Jackson was in the game, guys, I would have had much more faith. And this is value that we as Ravens fans might let go, right? We might just think, hey, if Greg Roman's a good coordinator, he can do certain things. That's not the truth. Greg Roman first is a bad coordinator. I think John Harbaugh's a good coach, but you guys don't, right? So why have we been winning these couple of years like we have been? The answer is Lamar Jackson, and I think that is worth the money. To be 100% honest with you guys, he is bringing a value, and Tyler Huntley unfortunately has revealed that, because with Tyler Huntley in, one, you don't have the leadership, you don't have the skill, and you don't have the gusto to take those big plays. Right now, we need Lamar Jackson bad, and his value is only going up because with Tyler Huntley is not a bad quarterback. However, we see what the Ravens are if you don't have a great quarterback in there. We're an average team, and many could argue a below average team that has no business being in the playoffs if we don't have Lamar Jackson. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe, join the Discord. It is awesome. Thank you. Bye. Go Ravens.